Welcome to Live Letter 70 as we move into patch 6.1. This is the second part of this. This is where they show us gameplay. They re-go over everything from part 1. The patch is called Newfound Adventure. Will release on April 12th. We will have a 24-hour maintenance on April 11th, which will have the patch notes. And the trailers are now live. Go watch the trailer in a language of your choosing. Watch it on all of them. That's great. There's some interesting stuff in there. For anybody who hasn't lived through a 0.1 before, we will get new MSQ. This will start a brand new story. There was some stuff about the interviews that implies we're going to be kind of spinning things together, checking in on people, going places because we want to know about the mysteries and the places, not because we're called to do so. New side quest tied to Tataru's Grand Endeavor. We don't know what that is. There's new role quests. There is some stuff locked behind kind of completing all of them, I believe, so you want to do that. The first beast tribe is here, the Ark Sadara. We'll go over some of their rewards in a little bit. That will be in 6.15. Remember, patch cycles are now 4 months long, so the half patch, the 0.15, will be in 2 months. Then we'll have a 0.18 when we do data center visit. We'll have Ultimate, which is 2 weeks after the patch date. That'll or for Ultimate, and then the 0.18 will be data center visit. I don't know how I just said that. Keep moving. Omega Beyond the Rift. I do wonder if this is setting us up for the trial series, but I'm not sure. New custom deliveries in the half patch with Amelian's level 0. We believe she'll be able to be dressed up. That'll be very exciting. And then our trust system has been fractured in two. The leveling portion will stay where it is. And we now have the duty support system for those first-time playthroughs of dungeons. This will now support not only Shadowbringers and Endwalker, but all main scenario 4-man content that is tied to A Realm Reborn. We'll be adding the patch content and moving through the beginning of Heavensward in 0.2. 0.3, we'll finish up all of Heavensward, and then through 0.4 and 5, we'll add Stormblood, so you will be able to play all the way to Endwalker through all 4-man content without any other players. And then they're talking about maybe adding support for Crystal Tower, and they do want to add support for 8-man content. Keep in mind, Cape Westwind is going away. Praetorium is being split into multiple parts. Some will be, at least the last one will be single player. So the main scenario roulette is going to be changed to reflect that. Massive changes across the board to really make the game hopefully a little friendlier to people who want to go through as like a DPS and don't want to have to queue for each one thing. This is going to look a little bit different. So here is what it will look like for low-level content. You will be dealt who you are dealt, maybe like Scion Thaumaturge or Eager Conjurer. You'll be dealt based on your role. You'll get filled in from, I assume, other members of like the grand companies. And then the Shadowbringers, this is what allows you to swap them out if there are options available. But for at least the old content, they're just going to hand it to us. Because that's already hard enough. Also, some dungeons got changes. Toto Rock got the ceiling lifted. No more slow. I didn't see any photocells. The map looks simpler. When you go through Hawk Manor, you'll no longer have to know that you need to hit your return button after the second boss. And so just some changes there. In addition to that, we're getting new content too. It is a new patch. We're getting a brand new dungeon. We don't know the name, which is atypical. We're getting our new trial, the EX, to the final boss of the Endwalker story. And then Unreals are back with Ultima's Bane. Keep in mind that that will likely go away with 6.2, and we'll get a different Ultimate. At some point, those are supposed to cycle back. We've never seen one cycle back before. It is time for the Alliance Raid series, part 1. This is the 24-man content. We believe we will have 2 more parts with 6.3 and 6.5, and then Ultimates. It's time for another Ultimate. This is the one that was planned for last expansion and kept getting pushed out. Dragon Song's Reprise. There is talk that we would get a second Ultimate this expansion. We'll have to see. They put it on slides. I'm not going to hold my breath. Job adjustments we'll need to talk about in just a little bit, because that's a bigger conversation than that slide implies. Plot sales in Ishgard, you can go visit them now, but they will become available. Remember that those are tied to a lottery system. I think there's a whole slide on that in a little bit. Adventurer plates was what they were calling cards until now. Portrait editor is the G-pose type thing tied to that. Unending Codex will be unlocked through your 6.1 MSQ and has a chance to kind of refer to, I think it just like calling it the Pyromancer notebook in-game. And then the data center travel is coming with 0.18. Remember, that will be region locked. So We are adding all of Endwalker to New Game Plus. Hrothgar is getting some hairstyles. We're jumping to 20 Glamour plates that will be accessible in all sanctuaries anywhere with the little moon. And then from the inn, you'll now be able to try on things in the store if you think supporting the game with a subscription is not enough. New idle animations for parasols. They're also adding some cool like sunglasses and stuff that look like they're unlocked through like PvP and various other things. And then we will have check marks in our list showing us what mounts and minions that we already have acquired, and the market board is now going to have things like a mount category, and I'll even be able to filter by the ones that I don't have, which is absolutely brilliant. Here's a couple of these hairstyles. They look ridiculous. This translation is provided by the Reddit community. They are amazing. Hop over to the Final Fantasy XIV Reddit and check all these images out. They do a great job translating all this and taking all these images for us. Absolutely amazing. So job adjustments. First of all, I want to focus on the bottom of the slide here. This is not an exhaustive list, and there will be more. It is not done. Some changes may even result in like partial changes where there's going to be more with 6.2, so you just never know. But this was all stuff that they had to lock in to balance the ultimate, because that is tied to current best in slot. And so as we jump in, we've got some changes to Machinist. Feel free to pause the video. Samurai, feel free to pause the video. Ninja, feel free to pause the video. And then we also got changes to a couple more jobs shown. I think the biggest change that affects the way I play as a tank is the Dark Knight change, which is going to make Living Dead now have the effect of Walking Dead, and you will be gaining experience upon landing attacks. But everybody got changes. Scholar getting their sprint thing from 20 down to 10 is really the only thing that I think really made somebody worse. But everything else just seems to be buffs. There will be more. There will be more. And that will all be revealed with the patch notes that drop on the 11th while the game is in 24-hour maintenance. The Alliance raid, the first one is going to be called Algaea, the Greek goddess of beauty. And they showed this off. It does start in a very small area, very similar to Yorha. They said there's a character that's going to lead us through that, but they hid that from us. The first two bosses you're going to be able to fall off. The third one you won't. So we'll just kind of have to see exactly how crazy this gets. Mechanically, I assume this is going to be absolutely absurd. I think the trailer had some references to it, is what I believe that is. And just know that week one of Alliance raids are absolutely nuts. Go be a part of it. In the translation from the Japanese interviews he did this week that I covered, the word got translated to annihilated. I don't think it was intentionally supposed to be that severe of a word, but it's probably pretty accurate. The Arxidara, they did note that what they showed off here is partially unlocked, so it won't be what you have at the beginning. It'll be less than what you have at the end. There are things there's like some hippo pod racing type thing. This looks like the mount that you're going to get from it. There's a bunch more mounts and minions in general. Of course, all mounts fly. And then so like there's a troll mount. There was like a T-Rex with a little shade on it, a little bird. Even like a Yorha type thing. We don't know where that comes from. Lots of great minions, lots of great mounts. I really liked the little car. I really liked the little dog that had the wagging tail. Just constantly wagging. Very, very happy dog. And so lots here. New parasol animations. Probably new parasols. Wouldn't be shocked. I didn't see anything about that, but they definitely showed them off. Yeah, some new fashion accessories. And then here's the sunglasses. Looks great. And let's jump over to, then they go over, this is the in-store, in-game thing. We're just going to skip right past that and into housing. All wards will be lottery system. There will be more plots for free companies available in 6.1, but also some personal ones as well. And is what that sounds like. Basically, what's going to happen is there's going to be a 9-day period. During the first 5 days, you're going to put your money down. Your money will be out of your inventory. It's gone. And then you can enter anytime during the 5 days. Doesn't matter when you enter. And then there will be a drawing. Then you will have 4 days to claim. Losers, you need to go get your money back. Winners, you need to either claim the house or get a big penalty on taking the money back because you decided you no longer want it. It sounds like free companies will be able to have multiple people enter, but remember they'll each have to have the money to put down. And if it lets you win multiple, then you're going to have to take that hit at, I think it's half your money's gone as you turn down everyone that you don't want. They did show off some of the Alliance raid gear. They always just show it off through these like printed out sheets instead of slides. And so we'll kind of see these kind of Greek-esque. They showed off new housing items, these like candy houses. Some cool new baths, play box. It's always new housing items. And then they showed off the April Fool's stuff. Looked like some older April Fool's stuff. I assume there's new stuff live. And then they showed a little bit of gameplay after the break for EX3. It starts in what looks like P3, but then there were still planets. So I look forward to seeing people progress that. Let's talk about adventure plates. So adventure plates are basically going to be broken into 3 parts. The first is going to be your portrait. This is where you choose like what hours you play on weekdays and weekends, what 6 types of game modes you're interested in, your free company, your job, etc. You will be able to have one for your full character as well as ones for each job. If you'd like those to be separate, they can be locked to they can be tied to things like when you change gear sets. Your portrait over here, you're going to start with the ability to start with 20 of these, but you will by 6.15 be able to hold 100 of them. And so once you choose, they're looking at maybe making some lighting changes. It looks like a little mini G pose. But basically you'll be able to edit these. And then the last is the background here. There were several. They said these are tied to your progress through the game. So you're likely going to start with many of them already unlocked as a veteran player, but new players will kind of unlock them slowly. It'll start with a default one and you'll just edit it from there. When you go into PvP like Crystalline Conflict and it shows the 5 players, it will actually be using a portrait like this to show you off. So it's really neat to see it kind of shown off in this way. It looks like it's a big system and it's only going to get larger. There's tons and tons of settings that you can change within the different plates and all of that. It is a massive time sink if you want to spend time kind of just diving in and adjusting it, just like G-Pose can be. It is as big as you want it to be. Crystalline Conflict. This is our new PvP. It is replacing Feast. Absolutely replacing it. Feast will end with the release of 6.1. Crystalline Conflict is going to be a 5v5 kind of tug-of-war style, Overwatch-esque Splatoon style game. PvP actions are all getting changed. And we are getting our new PvP reward system. Rival Wings, they didn't get fully adjusted, so they're hoping it'll come back for 6.2, but it is on balance, or it is on hiatus while they rebalance it. And basically this will have casual, ranked, and custom. Everybody can be of 5 different jobs, but no role restrictions because there's going to be a lot more self-heal. So healers aren't required. And the goal will be to match you with players of similar skill. There will be 3 maps available on launch, hopefully adding more later. You'll take this crystal and you'll push it up. It'll pause at each of these circles here, where you'll have to kind of earn enough to move on. As soon as it touches the end, it ends. The rounds are going to be 5 minutes, and at the end of that 5 minutes, the team, if it goes into overtime, the team who pushed the furthest during the round, which it will note your furthest point with a change on the UI here, the team who got the furthest during the round is going to win after like a brief sudden death type mode where there's no respawns to kind of give you a last ditch effort. And they actually did a match. It was a ton of fun to watch. So neat to see everybody kind of play through. Let me see if they have any. So here it is. So this is the furthest that team has been, is shown by that bar. So even if it comes back to here, the bar will still show who has been furthest across that map. Only one player has to be in it. It doesn't benefit from having multiple, so you just kind of keep it moving. It'll be neat to see how the different maps kind of change it. And then this is all going to affect our new PvP system. So PvP system, we are going to have series and seasons running alongside each other. And the series looks like this. It's a battle pass. There's 3 rewards here. Those rewards will be available to be purchased by these little mom stones for the season after that as well. So if you don't get them from this season, if you don't get to rank 25 and you want the gear, you'll be able to buy it for mom stones the following season. Then it seems like it's gone. Maybe they'll cycle back. This is the first season's 25 rewards. There are also seasons going on at the same time. So I'm probably using the words interchangeably. It's just confusing. And so these are for ranked matches. There will be tiers and there will be risers. Once you get to a tier, you stay in that tier. So even if you drop down to the bottom of that one from losing, you can't go from gold back to silver, silver back to bronze, etc. But you will basically work your way up, then to the next one, up, then to the next one through like a little star type thing. And at the end of Diamond, you will be able to progress into Crystal, which will help kind of determine the amount of credit. There will be things, rewards for people at the end and stuff, so it works very similar to how it is now. They don't seem to be locked into our series. Our series are tied to the patches, so 4 months long, give or take a week. Seasons seem to be their own thing. Maybe they're on 3-month schedules, because this looks like it's going to continue into 6.2. I'm not really sure, but that carries us to 6.18. And they are totally separate. All PvP types will give you credit towards your series, but only Crystalline Conflict is going to be for the ranked stuff. GARO is back. It's been 5 years. 3.5 was the last time this was here. So for anybody that missed it back then, or you only got part of it, it is back. Very, very exciting. So hopefully the collaboration trailer is available. And so that is super exciting. There's some of my favorite mounts. For everybody that has everything, just keep in mind, like, there's a lot of players who have joined in the last 5 years, so it is awesome that they were able to make this collaboration happen again. The Primals are having a concert in June, but what is exciting about this is that you will be able to kind of pay for a live stream of this, and tickets there will be available via lottery system, because that is now the solution to all things. And so that will be very exciting. Keep an eye on the Lodestone if you want to go to that. They're also they are selling a mini 4-track album tied to that, and the merch will be Japan only, however. The art book, we have a new art book, and this will come with an in-game thing. These are typically hard to, like, art books and lore books can be they sell out real quick, so make sure you go get hands-on when they when those launch for the release date, and if they do pre-orders, you can pre-order now. So go get your hands on that, and then of course they're selling more stuff, always more stuff. And so remember, patch notes will be on April 11th, and that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoy 6.1. It's going to be an enormous patch. This is not all that's in it. This is just the bulk of what's in it. Keep in mind that we will have more job changes and things like Dragoon and Astra. They're already saying, like, expect more from 6.2. Won't all be there. Have a great day, and I will see you in 6.1, where we will all try to clear all of this, or the parts that we like, kind of.